Hello everyone, let's have more news about the Miami Heat, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. As someone who played for the Sacramento Kings and Toronto Raptors in the NBA before joining the Miami Heat in the middle of last season, point guard Davion Mitchell wasn't sure what to expect from the Heatwave upon joining the team. Coming into when he got traded to the Heat, he didn't really know what to expect, cause you hear so many different stories, right? Mitchell sighed, "You hear so many? Like, oh, but relays this. You gotta work extremely hard. You gotta do all this." And then when he got there, I'm like literally waiting for what's about to happen. The first practice, I'm like, alright, are we about to run? Even in season, alright, are we about to do some sprints? I don't know, I'm just kinda just waiting. I think people don't really know unless you're in it, and I think that the Heatwave is just more of a, it's not military. You don't gotta wear a certain thing. I just think they want you to do everything extremely hard and put everything for it, right? If you got something to deal with, worry about practice right now, right? And it's just like every other team. I just think they're just more disciplined, right? I think that in practice, no rings, have your shirt tucked in sometimes. I don't know, I think it was just also more chill because it came during the middle of the season, right? So I don't really know what the actual way is during training camp. It could be crazy, who knows? Petik 2, but I don't really know what people's opinions are. I just know when I got there, it was just a team way. It was just a regular team way. Mitchell came over to the Heat as part of the 5-team trade that sent veteran forward Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors. Upon joining the Heat, Mitchell proved to be a very fun fit. In the regular season, he appeared in 30 games and got 15 starts with Miami. He averaged 10.3 points, 5.3 assists and 2.7 rebounds per game on incredible efficiency, as he knocked down 50.4% of his shots from the field and 44.7% of his shots from deep. Then, when the postseason arrived, he took his game to another level. Across the play-in tournament and playoff, the Heat appeared in 6 games. Mitchell scored 15+ points in 5 of them and had 5+ assists in all of them. Some of his scoring performances were remarkably efficient. Mitchell did enough following the trade to earn a new deal with the Heat this offseason. He inked a 2-year contract worth $24 million with the team, putting him in position to be a key part of their backcourt rotation moving forward. Much has been said about the Heatwave, or the team's vaunted culture over the years, but regardless of one's opinion on it, Mitchell seems like a fantastic fit for a franchise known for its grit and intensity. Although the Butler trade stung for a lot of Heat fans and marked the end of an era, Mitchell is already looking like a nice snack as part of Miami's return. He'll look to help the team get back to relevance in the Eastern Conference after the team was nowhere close to being a threat this past season. Despite Mitchell's strong postseason efforts, the Heat were swept in the first round. The Miami Heat have casually been linked to LeBron James over the last couple of months, as whispers continue to spread about his potential discontent in Los Angeles. However, as he inches closer and closer to the open market, the Heat's stance on LeBron is going to become clearer in the next few months. From all indications, it does seem as if there is a very real chance that LeBron could be entering his final season in a Los Angeles Lakers uniform. Longtime NBA insider Mark Stein believes that LeBron is going to end his career in a Lakers uniform. And if that's the case, a team like the Heat will be in a great position to potentially make a play for him, whether that's via trade before the 2026 NBA trade deadline, or in free agency next year. The Heat have positioned themselves to be flexible enough to pursue both avenues. If Miami has any level of interest in LeBron, we're going to find out just how much over the next few months. Considering the Heat will be under immense pressure to make a big move, LeBron can't be considered off the table by any means. With the way the last couple of years have gone, there is been a bad narrative growing around the idea that the Heat can close the deal on star players. And to be quite honest, the evidence is quite overwhelming between wild pursuits of Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard, and Kevin Durant, among others. But heading into this season, all of that could change. The Heat are finally in a spot where they have the flexibility to make a big move. Over the next few months, that position is only likely to improve, especially considering the possible other moves they could make regarding Andrew Wiggins' future. There is a very real chance that the Heat will be sitting in a prime position to make a move for a star player. Could or will LeBron factor into those plans at all? At this point, that's difficult to predict. However, if Miami wanted, it could strongly pursue a reunion with LeBron. And if it does get to that point, LeBron could be one of the most realistic possibilities on the table. You'd imagine that the Heat almost have to figure out a way to make a move for a star player in the next 12 months. Maybe LeBron is not at the top of their list, but he could be entertained if Miami struggles to find realistic option. At the very least, it's worth keeping an eye on LeBron's situation with the Lakers. Make no mistake, we're going to find out an awful lot about the Heat's feelings about LeBron, especially if he ends up being one of the most available star players on the market. As the NBA offseason begins to come to a standstill, as we stare down the dog days of August, it's still difficult to give the Miami Heat's front office the flowers they deserve for flat-out stealing Norman Powell from the Clippers. The fact that the Heat were able to acquire Powell in exchange for Kyle Anderson and Kevin Love is highway robbery. In what will end up being one of the more underrated moves of the offseason, it's pretty amazing the Heat managed to land a borderline all-star player in exchange for two players who likely weren't going to play big roles in the rotation for the team this season. Even though he didn't get enough votes or get the nod as a replacement player, Powell was good enough to be in the same breath as many of the all-star players in the Western Conference. Powell had a career year in which he averaged 22 points and 3 rebounds on 48% shooting from the field and 42% shooting from 3-point range. Those numbers are right on par with what Tyler Herro averaged last season as a first-time All-Star. Miami is not getting nearly enough praise for adding a borderline All-Star player for, essentially, pennies on the dollar. Sure, Powell is in his final year of his contract, and that now becomes the Heat's problem. But this is great value in the grand scheme of team building. Looking back, it's pretty clear that the Heat took advantage of a Clipper team that was desperately shuffling to make room for Bradley Beal. I don't think this deal gets done if Ladoen knows that they're at the front of the line to sign Beal after his buyout from the Phoenix Suns. The Clippers needed a way to dump Powell, and this deal, for one reason or another, was viewed as their best option of making that happen. The idea that there weren't any better offers on the table is pretty astonishing. And the rest of the league should probably be astonished. Nevertheless, this deal allowed the Clippers to get out from under Powell's contract, but also helped them create space and a definite role for Beal. Miami didn't blink and were repaid for being patient and waiting out this process with the Clippers. The big question for Miami revolves around whether they'll be able to capitalize on this move. In theory, it's a good move that should pay dividends for the team. However, how they operate with Powell on the roster when the season starts will be the true testament of that. The Heat certainly have some big picture plans for 2026, but it's clear that the addition of Powell will give the team some added flexibility and, perhaps most important, more option in how to operate. The Sacramento Kings and DeMar DeRozan have been working toward a trade for the better part of the offseason. While there has been no movement on this front as of yet, recent rumors suggest that there could be something more significant at play. The Kings have displayed an active interest in acquiring restrict-free agent Jonathan Kuminga. Having extended an initial trade offer for the forward, there may be a handshake deal between DeRozan and the Kings at play. Saktaun Sports 1140 host Alan Stiles recently elaborated on this insight. I believe that there is a handshake agreement between DeMar DeRozan and the Sacramento Kings. That is my belief. If Jonathan Kuminga is acquired by the Sacramento Kings, the Kings will get their butt in gear as far as getting DeRozan to another team. Stiles justified his reasoning by pointing to links between DeRozan and the Miami Heat, presenting them as a potential trade partner for Sacramento. The idea of the Kings getting the Kuminga deal done appear to be gaining steam, especially with the forward being in contact with Sacramento's front office. Should such a deal go through, the possibility of DeRozan being moved may increase. In light of this, we explore a trade package that would allow the Kings to send the six-time All-Star to Miami. When considering DeRozan's contract, he is not earning much in comparison to other players of his stature, allowing the Heat to acquire a very capable scorer at a discounted price. Miami also offloads Terry Rozier's contract, shedding some salary in the process. Largely, this trade could be beneficial for both teams involved. The Heat are on the verge of being a playoff-bound team in the Eastern Conference next season. Although projected to rank 6th in the conference by Zach Lowe, the Heat have a lot of potential to compete at a high level. With the addition of Norman Powell and the development of their young core, Miami could benefit from adding a reliable veteran to the mix. For the tahun 2024-25 season, DeRozan average 22.2 points, 3.9 rebounds, and 4.4 assists per game, while shooting 47.7% from the field and 32.8% from beyond the arc. Although his perimeter shooting figures aren't awe-inspiring, his efficiency as a mid-range scorer cannot be overlooked. Even at 35 years old, DeRozan is a solid second or third scoring option. On a team like the Heat, featuring offensive threats like Tyler Herro and Norman Powell in the backcourt, along with Bam Adebayo and Kelly Oubre in the frontcourt, he could slot in quite seamlessly. When considering the additional boost he provide to the overall roster strength, this trade could be worth considering for the Heat. Meanwhile, the Kings acquire Rozier and 2 draft picks, potentially swaps. Sacramento may not have as much use for a player like Rozier, who is a score-first type of guard. Last season, Rozier averaged 10.6 points, 3.7 rebounds, and 2.6 assists per game, on shooting splits of 39.1% from the field and 29.5% from three-point range. While he is a serviceable offensive player, he may not fit in their rotation. In this context, acquiring him would primarily serve to clear cap space next season due to his expiring contract. With $26.6 million coming off the books, Sacramento would have a lot more room to pursue additional role players to support its newly formed core, featuring Kuminga. The most vital aspect of this trade proposal is hinged on Sacramento successfully acquiring Kuminga in a sign-and-trade deal with the Golden State Warriors. This appears to be a kalenge at this stage. Sacramento has presented an initial offer centered around Devin Carter and draft compensation. However, the Warriors have shown increasing interest in Kings point guard Keon Ellis, whom the franchise has made unavailable in trade negotiation. This could put a wrench in Sacramento's plans as the Suns have also prepared a relevant trade offer for Kuminga. With so much hanging in the balance, DeRozan currently finds himself in an unfavorable position.